Why try to overcome imposter syndrome when you can actually use it to your advantage to get whatever you want in life? Because let me tell you, every single person that you look up to, the celebrities, the influencers, the role models, they all have imposter syndrome. I have spent so much of my time trying to get rid of imposter syndrome, but it kept coming back until I realized, first of all, it never really goes away. And secondly, you can actually transform it into delusion. A delusional, attractive, abundance mindset to get whatever you want in life, which is what I did. So in this video, I'm sharing everything I have done to get over overthinking, self-doubt, insecurity, get rid of my imposter syndrome, to using it and actually becoming her confidently. Because I am not going to let imposter syndrome get in your way of becoming her, building your dream life and being unforgettable. So as always, here are the video chapters. This is everything I'm going to cover, so pay attention because we're going to be going through a lot in today's video. So first off, what actually is imposter syndrome? Now, this is basically a feeling, a trait that pops up when you're trying to achieve something new, different, even something really big in your life, but you fear you are not good enough to actually achieve it, even though there might be some evidence, proof in your life that you can actually do it. Now, this pops up a lot in like business owners, entrepreneurs, aspiring content creators, if you're going after and creating some sort of career. But this also pops up a lot when you're trying to like get healthy, get in shape, get in a relationship. If you fear you're not good enough to actually find the love of your life, like this is basically the feeling that you get of like, okay, I'm really trying to go for something big, but I really don't know if I can actually do it. I personally experienced imposter syndrome a lot in the really beginning when I was first getting myself on social media, building my brand, building my business, because I had never done it before. I was not born confident. I was actually born really like shy, insecure, introverted. I did not really even know how to speak, but I had a vision of me building a brand, helping a lot of people. So I felt who I actually wanted to become was an imposter because my current identity didn't necessarily match the version of me who wanted all of these like very big things. Once I actually started to overcome it, I started to reach different milestones in my brand and my business. You'll never guess what happened. It kept coming back. It actually didn't go away. I kept experiencing imposter syndrome every single time I up-leveled in my life. So that's when I realized imposter syndrome, it's normal. Every single person has it. And honestly, it's like the same as like anger or sadness or anxiety or depression. There will still be moments in your life that is going to pop up. That's when I realized I need to stop spending so much of my time trying to get rid of a trait that's always going to be there, but instead spend a lot of my time transforming that trait to a new trait that's actually going to help me get what I want. The first thing you really need to do is you need to normalize the out of imposter syndrome. Take imposter syndrome off the pedestal because she does not belong there, you do. The more you feed your focus to imposter syndrome, to the feelings of, oh, I'm not good enough, oh, I don't think I can do it, oh, she's better than me, who am I to even try? That is what is actually going to manifest in your current life. The more you feed your focus, the more it's gonna grow. The main reason why you actually have imposter syndrome is because you're trying something that's new and different. Therefore, of course, it's going to feel scary. But the minute you place it on a pedestal, you start to live, breathe by, oh my goodness, I am not good enough, that is not going to do anything for you. When I became a branding coach on social media, when I built my own brand in college and university, I actually started to build a name for myself. People start to come to me asking me for help on how they can get on social media, how they can build a brand, and they want to pay me money. But guess what? I got on social media, I'm like, wait a minute, I kind of feel like an imposter. Like, who am I to actually charge other people to teach them what I know, even though I had the proof, even though I had the evidence? Like, imposter syndrome is so sneaky because I started to tell myself, oh, I'm too young, I'm still in college, other people have more skills than I do, why would they want to learn from me? Like, I felt like such a fraud, even though I had done it for myself, because I thought I still needed more time, more accomplishments, more skill sets to get paid, but that couldn't be further from the truth. All you really want to do with imposter syndrome is just acknowledge that it's there. Be like, okay, this feeling is popping up. Fine, I'm not going to entertain it. I'm not going to question why it's there. I'm not going to try and find proof to validate the fact that I'm feeling like an imposter. I'm just gonna notice it and then I'm gonna continue on with my day. And that's exactly what I did. I ended up making $500,000 in my 20s with that same business because I didn't allow imposter syndrome to take over. This is going to be your lifesaver. Any single time you feel an ounce of negativity, limiting beliefs, imposter syndrome, you're going to whip this out and you're going to look at your own proof to why that is actually a false narrative. What a portfolio of proof really is a place where you compile all of your evidence, all of your testimonials, all your compliments, all your achievements, all of your milestones, basically every single thing that you have done in your life that compliments you. I like to think of portfolio proof kind of like in a movie. When you have like a detective or a lawyer, there's a crime scene and they're going around asking every single person, going to the actual scene and compiling evidence to see why their case is actually true. This is the exact same thing you want to do about you, but you don't want to compile all the bad things. You only want to be compiling all the good things, because when you actually have imposter syndrome, you are not scanning your reality. You're not scanning yourself for abundance of what's actually right, of things that you have done really, really well. You're scanning for what is actually missing. So every single time you feel this way, you can actually pull out your own evidence. You can look over it and actually make yourself feel better and know that what you're thinking is actually false. I have so many albums on my phone that I will pull up that have screenshots of comments that people left on like my YouTube videos, on Instagram, clients I used to work with. Any single time I feel that, because I'm like, wait, why am I feeling that when I have literally helped other people better their lives? And I have also achieved so many milestones. Like, that's also why I have my book over here, because every single day when I work and anytime a thought comes up of like, oh, I'm not a good writer or my content's bad, like, I wrote a fucking book that's an Amazon bestseller. So everywhere in my house, everywhere in my office, even on like my background phone and my vision board, like, it's all proof that what I am doing, I am actually capable of. Plus, the best part about this, you don't have to like get evidence that matches what it is that you're trying to achieve. It's honestly any evidence, because in the midst of a lack, you need anything that will get you out of lack and put you into abundance. So bestie, you need to promise me you are going to pull out your portfolio of proof, pull out a piece of evidence, and you're going to look at it every single time you feel like an imposter. I want to be super real with you, because you can 100% be an imposter if you don't know anything about who you want to be or what you actually want to do. I've seen this so much in the online industry. Like, once again, when I was really in the midst of helping other business owners, content creators build their brand on social media, I saw so many of them post things on social media that weren't aligned to them, that weren't aligned with what they were doing. They were not practicing what they were preaching. And let me tell you, if you're doing things out of alignment to your true self, you're always going to feel like a fraud. You're always going to feel like an imposter. Like, if you want to be a fitness influencer and you're posting on social media that you have to eat clean, you need to cook your own food, whole foods only, you're preaching on social media. But then every single night you're eating junk food, you're eating sugar, you're not drinking your water, you're not working out. Of course you're gonna feel like a fraud. Like, yes, babe, I'm gonna call you out because your actions, they're not aligning to your truth. So if you actually want to become this person, you want the desires, you want the goals, you want to learn, like read the books, listen to the podcast shows, watch the YouTube videos, take the courses, like, educate yourself. Because when you know information about the thing that you're trying to do, you're just instantly going to feel more confident. Like, imagine going into open heart surgery and you don't even know how to use any of the tools. Of course you're going to feel like a fraud. You're going to feel scared in what you're about to do. But I do want to add, at the same time, you do not need to be perfect. You don't need to know all of the steps before you take the first step. The main thing that you really just want to know is, are you trying to better yourself every single day based on what you're learning and taking action, or are you actually faking it? Because if you're faking it and you're still trying to get rid of imposter syndrome, it's never really going to work. Imposter syndrome is the lack version of delusion. When I was outlining this video, looking at everything that I wanted to talk about, I started to look at imposter syndrome. I'm like, wait a minute, this kind of looks familiar. It sounds familiar, because people that kind of feel like an imposter, they're going after something big, new, different. So in a sense, they almost have like wishful thinking, but in like a lack and scarcity form. But guess who also feels this way? People that are delusional, but they do not believe it from a lack and scarcity way. They are delusional in an abundant way. The craziest part is people that are delusional, they're believing in something without any proof or any evidence. When I realized that, I'm like, wait a minute. People have rewritten the word delusion to work in their favor, but people still have not realized that about imposter syndrome. Like, first, just think about it for a sec. Think about how crazy being delusional sounds. It's like, okay, yeah, just believe what you want is already yours, even though there's no proof in your environment, even though you have no skills. I just know it's yours and it works because it's crazy. However, if you're delusional with lack thoughts, you actually feel imposter syndrome, not delusion. Like the word delusion, it has become so mainstream because people use it literally to their advantage to manifest. Like, that's a big part of the manifestation process, is believing what you want is already yours. So why not just transform imposter syndrome, the thoughts that we're having, into delusion? So when I was outlining this video, I'm like, wait a minute, that's exactly what I did in my career. When I built up my brand, when I built up my business, when I moved to Florida, when I met the love of my life, I was delusional throughout the entire thing because I didn't believe it was for me. But somehow, some way, it still worked because I did not entertain the negative thoughts. I only entertained the abundant ones. So since delusion is rewritten in our favor, might as well rewrite imposter syndrome. So any single time I have the feeling of like, oh my gosh, I'm scared, I'm gonna switch it up to like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to learn. I'm so excited to figure out how this is gonna work because it's already meant for me. Or if you have the feeling of like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling unworthy, like, no, you are not searching of worthiness out here. You're gonna go inward and actually search it for yourself. Like, oh my gosh, like I want to be a content creator and an influencer, but there's too many people out there. Guess what? There's nobody that's me. Nobody has my story. Nobody has my value. Nobody has my beliefs. Like you want to be honestly so fucking delusional about your goals that people around you truly think you are crazy. And imposter syndrome, that's not even going to be there anymore, rarely, because it is flooded with delusion. Now, I know some people watching this video might just think that I am crazy because you're truly believing in something, acting as if, faking it till you make it, till you actually get it. But what else are you going to do? With every single thing that I cover in today's video, you still want to use it, because most of the time when you're feeling like an imposter, you are placing it on a pedestal. A lot of times you don't know all of the knowledge, and you could still use the proof to back up that you are honestly unfucking forgettable. So go after it, bestie, because imposter syndrome is honestly the best thing in your life because you can transform it into delusion to get whatever you want. Plus, if you haven't watched this video on the 10 traits to become a confident woman, make sure to watch it right here. I will see you on next week's video of becoming your unforgettable self. And until then, make sure that you stay unforgettable.